Then true talk and say, whatever will be, will be. But spiritual life hit harder than the physical life. Omo, no be lie, neither lie at all, at all. Our popular Nollywood actress, wey they call Rita Dominic, don come out with her life experience. Wetin dis her eye see for dis entertainment industry. Remember once upon a time when people started asking questions, where is Rita Dominic? Why has she not been acting? Hope all is well with her. What is really going on? What is happening? Why lot of people, anytime when she come out, can't drop video, they go or picture, they go start they ask her, when you go marry, when you go born. No forget, say you no be small pikin again, no. They only her here and there. Whereas during that time, she was going through a lot. My people, I say wetin Rita Dominic come out, come talk, e make me shed tears. Na there I know to say, omo, pray o, make life no happen to you. Pray o, make at your down moment, make you sha get wetin you go hold on to. E get why? Because with wetin she revealed inside this particular video when I go play for una, e reach where person go enter the pre by himself throwaway, but she refused. So she ended up in United States, where she go dey take care of people wey no well. Imagine a celebrity from our country Nigeria, wey be say if dem come out, we dey confirm and say yes, this one our celebrity. He find himself for obodo ibo, dey do the unimaginable. He can imagine life. I say my body weak like idodo, wey fall for inside water when I hear all the things when she talk. My mouth no fit even talk. Wetin she use her mouth take talk. Make I allow una, make una watch am, make una hear am, so that una go get wetin una go chook mouth put, and also una go also learn and to be prayerful. Let's watch, guys.
Many of you don't know, but in 2001, 2002, I stopped acting. I left the industry. I moved to London because it was a very dark period in my life. Like I said, I had these issues and, I just fell out with some friends I considered family, and I just gave up acting for a while. I needed to get out of, just leave that space for a minute. And then I moved to London and I gave up stardom, and then you won't believe it. This is something I've never told people before. But while in London, I was trying to make ends meet. I started working in a care home as a caregiver for adults with special needs. While some might view it as a step down, I don't. You see, taking care of others brought me joy and purpose at a time I needed it most. Because remember, I took care of my mother and my father when they were ill, because I was alone with them. And when I say taking care of, I'm talking about really taking care of, because you see, when you get really ill, it's sometimes become incontinent. So I took care of them at that level. So it was a no-brainer for me. My mother, my rock, my support system, died. I'll never forget the day in 2001 when I watched her die. I had her in my arms, my older brother and my father. We watched her die when she slipped away. It's something that never really leaves you. She died in 2001, but just, I think about a week ago, I still thought about her, and the tears came again. It never leaves you, to be honest. You get stronger, it gets better, but it never leaves. Well, it was just unbearable for me, because for me, I felt like she was supposed to be here celebrating with me, watching me chase my dreams. She was part of this process. She made sure each time I go to school and come back, I'll do my homework, and then she'll prepare me for children's variety programs where I go to perform during the weekends. So she was very, very instrumental to who I am today, you know. And then after that, I was in a bad place. I felt like there was no reason to keep going on, you know. I remember being on the plane, going back to Lagos after she had passed, when she passed in my state where I'm from, Imo State. And then I had to go to Lagos and, you know, get necessary things to come back and plan the burial. Now, I remember being on that plane, and to be honest, it was such a turbulent flight, but I did not flinch because I wanted it to crash. I was praying that I want this plane to crash so I can see my mother and be with my mother again. That's how I felt, you know? And then it's a very empty feeling anyway. Now, you see, I'm the youngest in my family, and while I was still in secondary school, my older siblings had all moved back to the UK because I was only one born in Nigeria anyway. That's a story for another day, you know. After our mother's funeral, they all returned back to their lives abroad. Then life for me took a turn for the worse, both emotionally and financially. My father's health declined because, you know, when a couple, you know, when they're very close and one dies, it affects the other one. I think my father actually stopped living within my mother died. You know, so he became ill, his health declined, and then, my siblings managed to move back to the UK, and I was now all alone in Nigeria. I found myself losing faith in the slow growth of Nollywood, waiting months between jobs felt like an eternity. And then I lost some people whom I thought were friends, very close friends. In fact, some friends I considered family. It was just a very turbulent time in my life. I don't want to dwell too much on that period, but it led me to hitting rock bottom in Lagos. And when I say rock bottom, I mean rock bottom. I became homeless. I was squatting with people for a stretch. And when I say squatting, I'm talking about 3-4 people in the room. It was a friend's space, and I was staying there, you know. Choose your friends wisely is one advice I always give to young girls in my industry. It's very important to choose who, you know, there's something Bernard said, choose your friends. It is very important to have friends who share the same vision, goals with you, you know. People who your visions are aligned, and people who bring you very good energy, because look, the sort of energy you put out in the universe is the sort of energy you receive. That's something I always tell people. So you have to be very careful the sort of energy you surround yourself with, and also the sort of energy you're putting out there in the universe. Well, eventually my siblings found a way to get me out of Nigeria, and then I lived with my brother and his family for a while in London. And gradually, started getting myself together. Now, during that process, I put my dreams of stardom on hold. Many of you don't know, but in 2001, 2002, I stopped acting. I left the industry. I moved to London because it was a very dark period in my life. Like I said, I had these issues of, I just fell out with some friends I considered family, and I just gave up acting for a while. I needed to get out of, just leave that space for a minute. And then I moved to London and I gave up stardom, and then you won't believe it. This is something I've not told people before. But while in London I was trying to make ends meet, I started working in a care home as a caregiver for adults with special needs. While some might view it as a step down, I don't. You see, taking care of others brought me joy and purpose at a time I needed it most. Because remember, I took care of my mother and my father when they were ill, because I was alone with them. And when I say taking care of, I'm talking about really taking care of. Because you see, when you get really ill, it's sometimes becoming incontinent. So I took care of them at that level. So it was a no-brainer for me. Okay, fast forward 2003, I saved some money to return to Nigeria to get my stuff, and then just finally relocate to London. Nollywood was now beginning to fly. In fact, we were now calling it Nollywood. We used to call it Africa film industry or Nigerian film industry at the time. And some of the producers were urging me to stay. I felt it was risky. I didn't want to lose my job. And also I started a drama school.
Now, after watching all the videos put together, after all Rita Dominics have said, after everything she passed through. Sharing this video is not for you to judge her. It is not for you to say, and it dey happen now. It is for you to be prayerful. It is for you to hold your God tight, no matter any situation you find yourself. You see that situation wey go make people to gather to say, hey, yeah, e no go be our portion. Situation that wey go make us start dey run helter-skelter, e no go be our portion. Situation wey go make people to gather to ask you, where is your God? May e never be our portion. This is just like an eye-opener and another reasons for you not to give up in yourself. That you never can tell at an hour you did not expect. No mind wetin people wan talk o. No mind if they go drag you. Just stand strong and focus on your God. Make e be say na your God na you get talk with and not what the people or people around you get to say. God has the final say, because what God cannot do, it does not exist. My people, na the matter be this. So, you know, say no be today they don dey talk and say Nollywood entertainment industry is so dark, but lots of people no understand. My people, this one na im be proper description of never judge a book by its cover. Be very, very careful. Observe signs so that you don't go see wonders. Guys, now the update be this. So I say make I suffer con drop am for una as e hot. I remain your humble girl gifted gist. I'm dey bring una latest. Drop your opinion on the comment section. What you feel, what you think about what she said, and give the video a massive thumbs up. Help us share, like for more like minds and more recommendations. Stay safe out there, guys. Bye for now.